Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and it took me a little over a day to finally mellow down and talk to you about this and make a video about this. But slowly but surely, COPWATCH is waking people up and letting them know how out of control our police, courts, jails, government is out of control, and we're we're holding them accountable, and we're investigating them. They hold you accountable every day, investigate you. We have the right to investigate them. And there are some things that Charlotte County Cop was investigating. We knew of a crash, and we had video from a car cam, and in this crash, the person turned in front of a truck, which, yes, that is bad, guilty. Uh, but the truck didn't try to stop, or swerve to avoid. And when the Punta Gorda cop showed up, believe it or not, yes, it's Punta Gorda cop related, not Charlotte County, which is kind of shocking. Well, not really. But anyways, because I'm sure you've already heard, they had the dog maul here. The same guy that did the dog maul executed a lady dead. Because they didn't get rid of him, they still got him. He's on paid leave. So anyways, in that accident, it was brought up to the officer that, did the person try to stop or swerve to avoid? And he said it doesn't matter. This person turned in front of him. So he's basically saying that if you turn in front of somebody, they have the right to frickin' total your car out. So we got their paperwork on the questions that they're supposed to ask during a crash. And pretty much the only question they have to ask, and he didn't even ask it, is, are you drunk? That's all they're looking for. They're not looking for texting. They're not looking for alcohol, drugs, road rage, anything like that. And so we asked for the video, because in the video, it was on a video that they do have car cam with the audio on the vest. And it was near the end of the car crash, and the person, meaning me, I'm not perfect, stupidly said, we need the end of that video because that's where we asked that question. And the cop stupidly said that, yeah, if you turn in front of somebody, they have the right to frickin' total your car out. Who cares if it might be road rage or something else, drugs. There's something else that was brought up the other day, too, is that with these new cars, I did not think of this, but my lawyer was there. What I'm trying to tell you is that COPWATCH makes such a difference. Punta Gorda Police Chief Tom Lewis actually finally did agree for the third time. He's always been wanting to meet me, COPWATCH, Charlotte County COPWATCH. And I said I would not do it unless he let my lawyer be there, and he finally said yes. So the lawyer brought up a great point that, and I'm shocked the cops aren't doing this. Because like I said, yes, it was wrong for that person to turn in front of that truck, but it was wrong for that truck to just flat out slam into the car and total it if it was avoidable. Alright, so there was something brought up in the meeting I forgot all about. These cars are so high tech that if you plug into the computer system of the car, you can find out rate of speed, braking, everything. So even the lawyer was shocked when even Police Chief Tom Lewis pretty much said what the cop said, that, if you turn in front of somebody, they have the right to hit you. Even my lawyer was like, freaking shook her head and said, did you really just say that? And he really did say that. So, by the way, that meeting was 2.5 hours long. We had to end it because we agreed to disagree. It was like talking to a brick wall. There's only maybe one good thing that came out of it, and we found out even that wasn't true, because it's not passed yet, and I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. But, so this is the reason why we had the meeting, because when I got that video, at the end, that part where the person asked the cop the question, and they knew that COPWATCH was going to get access to this and make a video, that part was gone. And that was just one of 3 things that made me send an email that something was going on in their department where the person that fills out FOIA, are they possibly altering evidence? Supposedly we found out yesterday that their system is old, it's breaking down a lot, and that's bad, period. Because that video can help both sides. And it just effed us because the car cam video is with the is with the insurance company because they wanted to see it, that how this guy didn't even try to stop. I mean, full bore, didn't hit the brakes, didn't swerve to avoid, totaled the car. This is a truck against a Corolla. It did not end well. Luckily, the person in the car is fine. Luckily. But so I just listed off a ton of different things. Supposedly the one good tiny thing that did come out of this, which is good and bad. And so here's the good, kind of good, and here's the bad part. So supposedly every 2 weeks they're going to start checking their gear now in the car. Does the camera work? Does the audio work? Like we stated, why don't you check the damn thing every freaking day? This not only helps you guys when you got a case, but this helps the other person. So also what I'm going to say with this video is that you cannot trust them that they're going to record audio and video when you need. You need to record. You need to have a car cam. You need to tell them that you need to document this too, because they're human. They make well, actually they lie a lot. They almost literally have the right to lie. It's pretty freaking sick, man. But anyways, so you have to record. You have to get your own car cam. The DVR cameras are at Walmart for only $40. It's over by the stereos. I highly recommend it. In fact, I highly recommend you get two. One for the front, one for the back. They are great. It's on a loop recording. You start your car, it's plugged into your lighter. It just works. They are freaking awesome. So that's one reason why I was asked to go there, so he could show that supposedly that there's no way he can alter it. He said supposedly, you know, their equipment's bad, it's malfunctioning, and then when that nobody can touch the stuff. It's all electronically wired. When the cop pulls up, it's electronically wired into the cop shop, and then it goes up to the cloud encrypted, and only 2 people can get in there, and if they want to alter anything, can alter anything. So he's saying that nobody could do it, but he just admitted there's 2 people that could do it, so there you go. It could happen. And like I said, this happened 3 different times, and this is why I made the accusation that something's wrong, somebody's possibly altering stuff here. So here's the other 2 stories. A friend of mine, Patriot, that's fighting, so they call it Freedom on YouTube. Check him out. He is excellent on video and holding them accountable. Some little bit of time ago, we went to a community outreach meeting. I did, and so did my COPWATCH friends, and so did Ian. So they call it Freedom. We were rolling video. It was outreach to the blacks, and we went there to let the black people know that COPWATCH is here, that letting them know what their rights are, that they have the right to fight, they have the right to do FOIA requests, they have the right to give me their story. We can post it because the press and the TV here half the time suck. They will not do the story. And that's one reason why Charlotte County COPWATCH is going nuts. 42 million views in 3 years. It's because we post the stories, unlike everybody else does. So in Ian's situation, like 5 days after we filmed, the police chief actually shut the meeting down. He literally said, without saying it, but saying it, that since nobody showed up to that meeting, by the way, while we were sitting there, he's shutting the meeting down because we're not part of the neighborhood. To me, that's basically saying we're not black enough, even though he's white. So by the way, this is him right here. This is school resource office that brainwashes kids into thinking cops are good when most of them and what they do are not. Totally violating the Constitution. We do not fight for freedom to have everything illegal, damn it. So like 5 days later, after we record the police chief running away from this meeting and shutting it down, and by the way too, in the meeting that we had the other day, he basically said we will never ever tell you when there's another community outreach meeting again, because he said we're making fun of him. And I said, no, we are not. We are outreaching to the other people to let them know we have right. So basically the moral of the story is he does not want COPWATCH to let people know that they have rights and they have the right to fight back with FOIA, do stories on COPWATCH and Facebook. We have many different avenues: COPWATCH, Facebook, Twitter. I've bought many different websites. So it was all about him. He's like, you're making fun of us. I'm like, 9,000 videos, and there's only a couple of Punta Gorda. I mean, how do you not do a story on your dog mauling somebody, man? How you just, in a way, too, he was almost saying, too, that, that you shouldn't, do stories, or they should go through me first. And I mean, oh my God, I had such a headache at the end of this 2.5 hours, and my lawyer had to go. She had an hour drive, and he's like, you can stay. And I'm like, I'm not here for brainwashing. I'm here to let the sheeple know they have rights, and that you can fight back. You have the right. And that what's happening here is ungodly constitutional, with everything being illegal, man. This is nuts. Because remember, that person that was mauled by the dog had a light out on his bicycle. His freaking bicycle. A light out on a bicycle. You think the Founding Fathers, when they were fighting the British, said, damn, let's make everything illegal, especially having a law that if your light is out on your bicycle, that you can be harassed, searched, your Fourth Amendment violated, and we can have a dog eat you. I don't think so. I really don't. In fact, actually, I think our Founding Fathers would be shooting by now. This is so out of control, extremely. So, it was, he kept saying, it's all about, you're making us look bad. I'm like, I'm not making you look bad. You're making yourself look bad. Anyways, I'm rambling. So getting back to Ian. So 5 days after we filmed the police chief running away from that meeting, and by the way, as we're leaving, black people are starting to show up, and he still shut it down because we were there. But we gave him our cards anyways. My friend Ian was out doing flyers for one of the sheriffs here, who's actually was running for office, who actually is a constitutionalist, and some rich lady in Punta Gorda claimed that he was at her back door of the business and tried to break in. Well, isn't that weird? This is just like 5 days later, before we videotaped Chief Tom Lewis shutting the meeting down because we weren't black enough, and she said he was loitering and prowling. So she called the cops. Cops showed up. The first cop shows up and says, this is, we can't prove nothing. You got your flyers here. We're going to let you go. Second cop shows up and says, nope, you're done. You're going to jail. And Ian stood up for his rights. He said, I have the right not to speak. I want to speak to my lawyer. So he didn't answer questions. He has the right, man. He didn't do anything wrong. And he was in handcuffs. So the first cop was going to let him go. Then the second cop shows up and whispers in his ear, and all of a sudden he's arrested. So all this was on video and audio, supposedly. He even asked him, is this on audio video? Yes, it is. Well, we come to go get the video and audio, and by the way, they dropped the charges because it was bogus, but they did take him to jail. He had a bond out. All this crap over some freaking paranoid rich lady, and it was all probably bogus anyways. Also, I need to add for this too, Ian is a Second Amendment person, Constitution person. He loves guns. He had a lot of guns. In the bond paper, these pricks for freaking loitering put in the bond that they get all the guns and the bullets. And the sad part is he can't give them all his guns and bullets because he did, unfortunately, a couple of months ago, unfortunately got into a DUI. That is bad. He is guilty. But in that bond, Charlotte County Sheriff, who, as you know, is so corrupt it's not even funny, took his guns. All the people that I'm talking to, NRA, ex-government, ex-sheriffs, I got a customer, ex-sheriff from California, were appalled and floored when they heard of this corruption and tyranny. You're taking guns for a DUI that has nothing to do with the DUI. 40 guns gone. That is basically his liquid cash. Literally. Very impressive gun collection. And then they also try to take it for his loitering charge. So something really effed up is going on here, sheeple. So, like I say again, always, man, if anybody knows any good gun lawyers, FOIA lawyers, I mean, we could just sue the piss out of this place into out of existence, literally. So this is why we had the meeting, getting back again. Okay, we get the video. The first video of the cop shows up. We have the video. They said, oh, the audio is busted. Oh, isn't that weird? The audio is busted for a guy that has a YouTube channel and they know he's going to make a video. So that was weird. That's a second offense. Third offense. We go to get the second car. Guess what? Audio's busted again. You know, I'm on a 3-strike you're out rule. I'm sorry, that's just way too bizarre weird. Like I said, he took us into the office. He showed us nobody can access the system except for 2 people. Well, you just freaking admitted 2 people can access it and they could have altered it. So, I do not believe it. This is just way too much of a coincidence. This is 2 people. Me, COPWATCH, and then him. He does. So they call it freedom because it's not freedom. And he's got audio missing. I got audio missing. Sorry. That's just way too bizarre. And like I said, I told him, well, then update your equipment. Well, that's expensive. And then, like I told him, well, then quit wasting your money on stupid stuff like being a road pirate, wasting people's time for victimless crimes. If you quit doing that, you would have the money for the freaking stuff. And of course, as you guys already know too, if they would quit ripping us off with the outrageous, unrealistic, unsustainable pay, benefits, and retirement, they could afford it too. We also stated too, then why don't you get some backup cameras, man? Because this, he kept saying, well, these videos help us all the time. Well, guess what? It helps us too. It helps prove that you're freaking corrupt, man. All right. So that's how the meeting started, and then, oh my God, it was like talking to a brick wall. Even you've seen other videos that I've did here where we've had Facebook chats where it's like, when you have an open mind, when I have an open mind. That's what he kept telling me, when you have an open mind. What the fudge? Why can't you have an open mind? I'm the taxpayer. You're supposed to be me and my servant. I'm not supposed to be your servant slave. I'm the taxpayer. You are not God. Anyways, that's how we ended up there. Like I said, in my opinion, 85 to 90%, it was sad. It was all useless. I had a freaking headache. We had to agree to disagree. He wanted me to go back for more brainwashing. I emailed him the next day, today, and I said, I don't want to go back, but I offered the other cop watcher to go in my place who is really good with video, really good with knowing his rights, standing his ground, and very, very cool about it. I mean, balls of steel. Ian McGuire, man, so they call it freedom. I said, can he go in my place? They said, no, only you. So, he says he's trying to outreach. I said it's bullcrap. We tried to outreach by sending Ian McGuire, who is part of COPWATCH, and they said no. He also was mentioning, how do I sleep at night for doing this? And, I felt like saying, how do you sleep at night for doing this? You're busting people for victimless crimes all day long. You're ruining their lives, their families' lives. You have unsustainable freaking pay, benefits, and retirement. So that was bullcrap. He also, another one he guilt tripped me on. He goes, you do know that people think you're crazy for doing this crap. And, I'm like, wow, I think you're nuts for, violating the Constitution with all your people. So there you go. So if you apparently fight for freedom, you're crazy. So that's one thing he said he had to, let me know. I was like, okay, whatever. Life goes on. I'm doing what the founders said to do. You're not. He kept saying too, that COPWATCH videos make no difference. Why are you doing this? Blah blah blah. But like I said, that's kind of weird, because we did all this stuff with COPWATCH, 42 million views on the big channel, 41,000 subscribers in 3 years. He kept saying that, it doesn't make a difference, but yet then we're in his office with my lawyer, so I guess we did make a little bit of a difference because we did an investigation. We found out 3 different freaking videos were messed with. Period. And like I said, he blames it on faulty equipment. Well, then freaking get the money and fix it, man. This is what we all need to demand. If these pricks are so freaking saintly good and never break the law, then they should not have a problem with having everything documented on video, period. 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 I just gave you 3 freaking examples, man, of where we got screwed, supposedly for faulty equipment. Well, like I said, he said 2 people have access. Well, guess what? Maybe your 2 people did it too. Mess with the video because it's way too weird. Everything that we asked for because we needed the audio was messed with. Sorry, the chances of that are like freaking go to Las Vegas. So that was some of the talk. Yeah, he said he's not altering. Equipment is old. Let me see. Oh, the dog mall came up. Said they can't fire Lee Cole because they'll get sued. So this was really weird on this subject. I mean, my lawyer was freaking out, man. All the excuses he was making for keeping Lee Cole on after after he let the dog maul the guy over no light on his bicycle. And then because they didn't fire him, he ended up executing the older lady because he didn't check the gun. And then even Tom Lewis didn't check the gun. Tom Lewis, his lead commander, the chief of police, was standing right there when it happened. Nobody checked the gun. Wow. So it was funny how he was actually kind of slamming on Charlotte County Sheriff for some of the crap going on there. They fired and or had 4 different people quit because of corruption that was happening over there. So he was saying, yeah, they're the ones that are corrupt, and look, they're busting people over there. And then I thought to myself, well, this is funny. So you're saying you can't fire your corrupt guy, but yet I have to admit, give kudos to the sheriff over there. At least did get him to quit and or fired them. This is where I take the kudos back. None of them were charged high enough above a misdemeanor. You got to be charged higher over a misdemeanor to lose your license. They all can get a job somewhere else. So that's why it's bull crap. All right. But I thought that was funny when he brought it up. He also brought up the neat point too about how one of the corrupt sheriffs over there was illegally using the David system, NCI system, all that crap to illegally look into his ex-girlfriend's friends and her information because he was so bummed that he lost her as a girlfriend. I mean, he was really sick and disgusting. All the crap that he did, looked up, stalked them, followed them. It was nuts. It was funny that he brought that up because this is what's funny and sad at the same time. Chief Tom Lewis himself was busted for doing the same damn thing, and he's still on a job and was promoted to chief of police. Jesus Christ. Come on. Can it get any more sad than that? So yeah, that was really sick. And then the point came up too that, hey, we knew it was bad, but we hired an expert, a dog expert, who is an ex-cop, and who usually rules in favor of ex-cops. They hired this ex-cop to say, was the dog mauling justified or not? And of course the ex-cop's going to say that because he's an ex-cop, and you just paid him to say it. So because he kept using that as an excuse. Well, this guy said it was fine, and like I said, my lawyer was freaking out saying, oh my God, it was not fine. That is bull crap. You paid somebody to say what you want. So that was interesting. And then on the woman that was shot, he couldn't say anything because he said we're still under investigation. I said, are we ever going to get the video? He said, hell no. Another thing too is, I don't know if I already mentioned, he already told us too, he will never, ever invite us, COPWATCH, to any of these community outreach meetings. Never. He does not want us to inform the people they have rights. He does not want us to inform that we're here. They can tell us their stories. It's like, wow. And he doesn't have the freaking right to tell us we can't go anyways. Jesus. What? Oh, it's really sad. Yep, got that one. In the meeting, he would not. We are in a public place. We are in his office. Regular office. Nothing to hide there. He would not let us record. Period. I wish we would have, because like I said, a bunch of my Patriot friends here knew it was going to be bad, and oh my God, they were right. We could have made so many videos off of that. It was ridiculous. He would not let us record. He hates freaking cameras. That's how bad the meeting was. We're in a public place with a public official, have every right to record. He would not let us record. He asked me if I was recording. I said no. I said, can I? He said no. I said, are you? He said no. I bet you money they did, and I'm sure I'm going to end up on YouTube someday as an example of what to watch out for in COPWATCH or something. But that's, let me see, community, we talked about Community Review Board. Oh, gee, wow. Whoa. Wow. He flat out said, hell no, never in my lifetime. Me and my lawyer were both floored and shocked over that statement. Hell no, never in my lifetime. Wow, that is sad. So, are we free or not? Everything is illegal. I don't think we're free, man. I think this guy thinks he's God. I don't get it. Never, ever, ever get a review board. Wow, he flat out said it. Unbelievable. Just, and then, you know, I was also mentioning too, I think they need to change their rules on a traffic stop. And like I said, we finally, me and my lawyer finally realized too, you guys, some of you guys, techie guys already know, there are gadgets. You flat out just plug it into that socket on your computer on your car. It'll tell you everything. In fact, actually, they are pushing for black boxes anyways, and the newer cars are coming with cameras. So this is going to, again, help both sides. And there again, it would have helped us. It would have, if they would have plugged in, it would have showed the guy didn't try to freaking stop. They got the video. They said, well, it doesn't matter. It's just really messed up. So yeah, they need to start asking more questions and start plugging into that computer. Another one we never got to is who investigates IA. This was really sick here. Internal investigations. The same person that we're getting all these bad FOIA requests from with stuff that's missing. He's overcharging us. $10 for a DVD. Come on, man. He's charging us for documents he could turn into a PDF in a second and send in an email. He's making us go to get them printed out. It's just really, really sad. Yeah, he wasn't giving us any free time for FOIA. Anything that he which is bullcrap. The law says that 15 to 30 minutes should have been free. Any FOIA request. Oh, Tom Lewis was also complaining. He goes, nobody complains like you do. I'm like, really? You know, if I went out and got all the people that got tickets and were in jail, they would say they freaking loved it? I don't think so. But he tried showing me on his computer that nobody makes FOIA requests. Well, I'm COPWATCH, so I make a lot. Duh. If you let me go to the community review boards and or these community outreach meetings, there's going to be even way more because we have the right. If you do not question authority, authority gets extremely out of hand, which it has here. Overcharging evidence, altering evidence, didn't check the gun dog. He does have a community outreach meeting for the rich white people at 9 a.m. on like a Monday morning. So that came up. Why can't you do that at nighttime? Well, I don't want. Oh man, what an excuse! I go, why don't you do it at nighttime when I can come? Nope. Only rich, retired, 9 a.m. people that don't work get to go to that meeting because we want yes people. We want blind sheep that grew up with freedom and you know, less taxes, less government. Now they got a crap load of money, and now our government's screwed. We got a crap load of regulation, and we don't got the money. So it's really, really sick. They had freedom and now we have none, and they're keeping it at 9 a.m. So that was brought up. Blocked on Facebook, violation of First Amendment. Unbelievable, man. This is a government ran page across the country. Government ran pages like this are getting sued, and he doesn't care. Blocked from the Facebook because we can't have dissent. That would be bad. Then people might actually start free thinking. I mean, oh my God. So that's what happened. That's what yeah. You know, he said we're not making a difference, but yet, wow, we were asked to go there with my lawyer. That was the third time he asked, and he finally said, bring the lawyer. And yeah, there's a couple things I want to mention on their Facebook page. Like I said, I am blocked here. But there's some sick things. This is my opinion. This is sick, and in fact, I am right on this. They are doing indoctrination so badly in the schools here, it's not even funny. You know, if that's another question. If we asked them, can we go to the schools and talk about the Constitution and their rights, I bet you flat out they would say no. But the cops can go there and say cops are good all day freaking long, and they can talk about how, hey, turn in your mommy or daddy if they have some weed. You know, even though they're not hurting anybody, turn them in, because then we got another bust, policing for profit. That's sick. Away from home. They're trying to deal where, you know, if you're away, tell them, and we'll be your community watch police for your. Oh my God! Give away all your freedom, sheep, and you have no freedom. Come on, wake up. Bomb threat. Okay, that's a good thing. This is kind of sick. Do the right thing. Basically, Nazi Germany did this too. It's basically do the right thing, be a brown shirt, and turn in anything, anybody, and blah blah blah. And that's what they're doing. They're doing to the kids here, man. And that's what this is about. All the ceremonies. Yeah, I turned in Johnny. Johnny had a bowl. He had a bowl. He could have had some weed in there. So we're gonna bust him for that. Put him in jail for a bowl, empty bowl. Wow, when did this... Oh, there you go. He's trying to do it himself, so here we go. Supposedly, like I said, he said he did it, but he actually didn't. Supposedly they are, because they got sued with this canine and this psycho canine handler. Supposedly, he said they already did it. They did not do it. That was not true. City Council is going to vote on it December 7th. I highly recommend everybody goes and they tell the City Council this is what they're supposedly proposing, that the K9 unit is shut down. It's only used for search and rescue. The part that's in there still that I do not like is for drug interdiction. I think that's bull crap. Because just stop the war on drugs, that's an excuse to have a war on you. They just posted this, and there again, you know, like you said, we don't make a difference, but yet, isn't that weird? You just posted this after you lied to us yesterday and said that it was already passed, and it was not passed, because I told him I was going to do a story on it. I was going to say, hey, if you got something good, I will actually post a good story, and then it comes to find out, well, I didn't totally tell the truth. It hasn't passed yet. So there's that right there. There's the brainwashing for the kids. Trust cops? Hell no. Fuck no. Are you fucking kidding me? They're out of control, man. Yeah, like I said, here's some more brainwashing. Cops are good. No, they're not. No, they're not. We tried to give him a document, too, on my lawyer highly recommends a book by... who's the guy? Norm Stamper, ex-cop, To Protect and Serve, on how and what the cops used to be started for and what their purpose was and how it's completely out of control now. We tried to give that to a story to him. I don't know if he read it or not. We left a couple pages of that before we left. This is some more brainwashing they're doing. One free soft ice cream if you believe in if you'll be a bootlicker too. That's basically my opinion on that. And anyways, yeah, here's a site, man. Go here and make comments. Let's see how quick it takes for you to get blocked too, because dissent and free thinking is bad. And I am worn out, and I can't say anything more. Okay, yeah, this is him right here. It did not go well at all. Yeah. What do you think?